Well, hello, and welcome to Tapping Tuesdays. My name is Fable, and for the next hour, I will guide you through a technique called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, otherwise known as tapping. So if you've seen this, that's what we're doing here. I will give you a little bit of a rundown of how this hour works, but I don't go into a deep explanation of EFT on this part of our channel. Now, we do have a channel here on YouTube that is dedicated to explaining all of the science, all of the history, answering all of the questions about EFT, but we typically do that through a video format. So we've got over 300 of those. If you want to go check those out, our channel is EFT Universe. But there's a big difference in experiencing EFT from learning all of the incredible statistics that it has and how healing it can be, from feeling it and noticing it in real time in your own body, in your own nervous system, in your own mind. So that's what I'm here for every Tuesday, is to give you that opportunity to tap and feel the difference that this can make for you. This community is open to anybody, whether you're just getting started or you've been tapping for a really long time. It's my hope that here you can find community with each other, maybe get into some sort of consistent practice with tapping, and maybe learn a cool new way to do something that you haven't thought of before. Um, let's see. Well, if it's your first time here, welcome. If it is not your first time here, welcome back. I'm excited to be here with you again. There are a few ways that you can participate. Um, First is just being here. You don't have to do anything more than that. Even if you don't tap along, just simply watching and learning, your nervous system will receive a benefit just from that. And that has been clinically and scientifically verified. You can tap along with me. While I tap, we have different spots on the body, different acupoints that we tend to tap on when we go through a tapping session. I tend to stay here or here. And the reason that I do that is because I want what I'm doing to be very boring. I want to be a support for you, but I want you to pay attention to your own experience in your own body. So this helps avoid, like, if I'm tapping here and maybe that's too overwhelming on your face right now, I don't want you to feel like you have to follow along with what I'm doing. So tap through the points to your own discretion. Stay on whatever point feels the best for you for however length of time. Really start building that line of communication with your body. Intuition has many different words on how it's explained, but it's definitely one way that the energies of our body communicate with each other. So I want to encourage that during our sessions. But if you get lost, then you can always look at me and use me as a backup and how to get right back in. If we tap on something that isn't really connected to your experience, don't worry, I will guide you on how you can adjust that. If you would like to throw in a suggestion on what we could tap on for today, I do have a live chat that I check throughout our session here together, and I will include as many things as I can. Now, if what you want to tap on is too personal and you don't want to put it out there on the web, just for everybody to see attached to your name, you can always email me. Also for questions, for support, if you're like, can you please elaborate on this? You mentioned that in the tap. I love being a support to you other than just this hour that we have together. My email is at the top of the chat. I will also speak it. It is Fable, Fable, at EFTuniverse.com. And if you send me what you would like to tap on there, then I can bring it up anonymously the following week. And then you can see how you might want to tap on it. As far as this week goes, I had a question, not a suggestion for tapping, but it's a question that I did feel like is a common enough question that just mentioning it would be helpful. And it was about proxy tapping. They were asking about, could they come and just proxy tap for others who have significant issues happening right now? Or is it better to just tap for yourself on yourself? Here on this channel and within our company, EFT Universe, we do clinical EFT. And what that means is there are 48 techniques that have been clinically, scientifically studied, verified, validated through published, peer-reviewed journals. So what's really great about that is it's consistent. It's been proven over and over again. So you can have a lot of confidence in it. Not to say that you can't with other creations of EFT. Being creative in EFT is very easy, and I encourage that to a degree as well. Tapping for other people, so tapping as a proxy, there's a lot of empirical evidence on that, but it's not a clinical EFT tool set at this time. So that's why I don't ever suggest that while we're tapping here together. Also, I want to encourage you to have your own personal practice, but there is a lot of backing for proxy tapping being effective. So there, that is for you. And if you ever want to tap for someone else, you certainly can give it a go. And this is just from Fable speaking, I don't see any reason why to not give that a try. Just follow your own ethics and guidelines of, respecting the energy of the person that you might be tapping for. So, all right, with that, let's go ahead and get going. I will say hi to the chat, everyone in the chat, and then we'll get grounded and get to tapping. Hello, Serena. I'm glad that you're here. Yes, the summit's still going. Yes, absolutely. I love that you're participating in that. It's such a wonderful event. I get so excited every year for it. Hello, Mama Hutch. The only ones here. You might be. Oh, Gregory's here. Let's see. And Jill. Hello, Jill. And Lyra in New York City. Hello. And Dr. Scott. Hello, hello. Well, I'm sure we'll have people filter in. I did get the link up for today a little bit later than normal, so I wouldn't be surprised if that put a little bit of a delay in people joining. So let's go ahead and get grounded. Feel free to put in your suggestions for tapping at any point. Let's see, how do we want to ground today? We haven't done percentages in a while. Let's do that. So let's go ahead and take in a breath, whatever depth is comfortable for you. Let it out. And breathe normally. If you feel the urge to take a second deep breath, go ahead and do that. Sometimes our body says, wait, I wasn't ready. I want to do that again. So if you feel that urge, go ahead and indulge in that. And as you're breathing, go ahead and just notice your body. And you can physically look at your body if you want. You can just feel into the space of your body, whichever feels correct for you. And just notice, what is your body speaking right now? Is it comfortable? Is it cold? Is it warm? Does it want to move? Does it want to relax? Does it want to stretch? Does it want to constrict? Is there a simple message that your body is offering to you that maybe you weren't really tuned into a moment ago, that you could offer it right now? So maybe untuck your legs or tuck your legs under. Maybe rub out a spot that's feeling a little bit sore or a little bit tight, giving a few squeezes, rotate, a joint a few times, whatever might feel alleviating for just a moment. And while you're doing that, let's go ahead and take another breath. Now let's focus in on our body again. But this time as we focus in, let's notice it from the standpoint of, this is the space that houses us in whatever way you see yourself, as a spirit, a soul, energy, and how much of you is present in your home right now. How much of you is able to be within your body at this time. And we're not trying to judge it or adjust it. We're just noticing. We're just noticing right now. And it's okay if it's a very low number. Sometimes mine has been as low as like 3%. And that's totally fine. We're just noticing. So go ahead and just get that number. Don't think too hard on it. Whatever number comes into your mind first is fine. And go ahead and notice, if you can, where that other percentage is. Where is it out there? Do you feel like it's just dissociating and it's kind of in this vague void? Do you feel it's very focused on something in the future or kind of stuck on something in the past? Is it focused on another person? And we're just noticing. Let's take another breath. And as you're noticing, go ahead and offer the invitation for that energy, those pieces of your focus, your soul, your spirit, to be present in this moment, to be present in this body right now. And if it's able to flow freely to you, great. If not, that's okay too. Just leave a line of communication open and know and trust that as you tap today, all of that good energy and vibration that you bring into your present day can also go out into those areas of your concentration that may be necessarily somewhere else right now. Okay, let's take one more breath. Alrighty, nicely done. Such a gentle way to focus on being present. All right, I'm going to recheck the chat and just see where we are. And let's get to tapping. Okay, Indira, I just want to share that I am in a state of shock because my husband, who I've been with for 25 years, just announced he is ending our relationship, moving out, and starting to date other people. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm so sorry that you're feeling that. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here, sending you love and support through that. I hope that this tapping is able to help your assimilation of this information and help you reach for what's next for you, and for that to feel more safe. I'm so sorry for that. The shock is big. This is all new in the last 3 days, where that he was saying he was all in and needed me to see a lot of shock. Yeah. And Lauren, hello. Tap on negotiating skills and keeping the moral high ground. Wow, there's a story behind that. Okay, so wanting to find maybe a win-win, or at least just protecting, your intentions, and not being susceptible to, maybe it sounds like, some lower vibration techniques that someone else might be pulling. 70%, 72%. That's good, Dr. Scott. Hello, Lily. Oh, first time. Yay. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Tapping on calm. Okay. Hi, Zahara. And Jill, I'm going through a divorce, experiencing anxiety as I look for a full-time job to be able to keep our house for my kids. 3 negotiation skills. Yeah. Really resonates. Awesome. I'm so sorry you're going through that. I've been in a similar situation, and man, I still don't know how I got through it, with the overwhelm and the choices and nothing feeling right at times, and having to deal with everyone else's emotions and having to put mine on hold, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel you, and I'm here with you. Truly. Hello, John. Dealing with much to do, concerned about affairs of the world. Yep, and what's happening in DC. Absolutely. Heartbreaks. Yes, Serena, thank you for that suggestion. I'm retiring this month, beyond concerned about all the upheaval with our government. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Empathic as always. Yes. And, I used to really apologize for that part of myself, but I'll take it. And even when sometimes, being empathic for others can invite big feelings that wouldn't be mine otherwise, I wouldn't take it. I accept the trade-off, and absolutely love and accept that that's a part of who I am. So for any other empaths out there who might feel that way, I guess that's why I'm sharing that for. Love and accept yourself as that. part of you, even if sometimes it feels really big. All right, let's go ahead and get to tapping. And I'm just going to start tapping. Let's just tap before we even figure out what we're tapping on first, because there's a lot. There's a lot of overwhelm. There's a lot of unknown and a lot of importance on the line. There's a lot of concern about other people and choices that are being made that are going to affect other people, those that we love and care for. There's a lot of decisions that are being made that we don't have control over and that we're not a part of even. So how do we find empowerment in that? How do we find peace in that? Oh, okay. Maybe it was because I was moving around. Let me know if the volume does that again. I hope it stays fine. Okay. Thank you for letting me know about that. So how do we find places that are safe and that are okay? Because we can't eliminate the fact that there are unknowns and that there may be outcomes that we don't want and that we have to deal with. We can't necessarily tap in a change that everything's going to be okay, because we don't know that. And at least not okay in the way that we want, that we would choose, like our biggest and best option. Absolutely hope for it, absolutely look for it. But where's that line? Where's that line of what we can hope for, what we can believe, what we can take action on, and what we prepare for otherwise? When things are big and there's a lot going on and you need to tap to regulate yourself, the number one way to do this is applying boundaries. And there are multiple ways that you can do this. I actually just did a little video on this that can kind of translate over. Boundaries of, I'm only going to worry about the next 10 minutes. And it will be difficult because your nervous system is going to scream at you and say, we don't even have 10 minutes. We can't set this down. We can't, this is not what's most important. Because when you're in a triggered state, that's just what's going to happen. Your body will want you to continue to engage in survival tactics that feel good to that energy and that chemical soup that's happening. This is what it's meant by having what's the word that I'm looking for? An intentional, there's a better word, but I'll use this, an intentional like meditative practice where you govern your mind and say, you're right. You're absolutely right that things are scary and hard and big right now. And I do need to worry about it. But I also need time to take care of myself and to not get burnt out and be at this heightened level all the time. So it is also necessary that I take these boundaries and apply them in a way that works for me. Let's see. So in taking all of that and putting it into a tap, I'm looking for a phrase that we can use. Let's do maybe holding space. And if you've got something that works better for you, great. Please use your phrase. And whenever I say holding space, translate that into what works better for you. Holding space for calm during the storm. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's just take a breath right now before we start doing the phrase work. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath here. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the 9 gamut. So if you don't know what this technique is, go ahead and watch me for a moment. It's very simple. You'll catch on to it very quickly. The tapping spot for it is just in between these bones. I'm trying to make my tendons stick out on the back of the hand. So right in between here and further up here, but you can just line your fingertips and you're going to get that spot. So we're going to tap over that acupoint. And the other important addition is keeping your nose straight forward, like you're looking in a mirror. We're going to rotate our eyes. We're going to want them to be on the periphery of our vision, keeping our nose straight forward. So kind of like hands on a clock going around. We're just going to look in a circle like this. And we're going to go very slow. You don't want to make yourself dizzy. Your eyes might ache a little bit. They might feel a little bit strained. That's just the muscles. Don't strain your eyes. If you need to do it a little bit softer or pause or just look in one direction, that's fine too. Just move your eyes around. This has to do with neurology and how things are stored in the brain. Okay, there are reasons behind it. So keep tapping on this hand spot and go ahead and look up to where 12 o'clock would be on the clock. And just slowly turning one direction. It doesn't matter which way, we will go both. This storm, this giant storm in my life, this giant complication that I'm experiencing, overwhelm, so much overwhelm. All of this overwhelm in my body, all of this overwhelm in my mind. Okay, go ahead and switch directions, going slowly in circles the other direction. This shock, this shock in my body, it just keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. When will it stop? When will it stop? This storm, feeling this storm, feeling this storm in my body. In my body, in my mind. Okay, go ahead and relax your eyes. You can blink, look down, just stop moving in the circle and go ahead and take a breath here. Now let's go ahead and switch back to our normal tapping point on the side of our hand. As I consider this overwhelming time in my life, I acknowledge the absolute need to hold space for myself. Even though right now I'm scared and I'm overwhelmed, I still choose right now to find spaces where I can feel safe and calm anyway. Even though right now, what I want is to arrive in a safe place where I can stay, where everything's okay, but I can't yet. I still choose to firmly hold space, to find places where I can rest and replenish. As I search for these safe spots, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, how do I even do this? How do I validate spending time on this? Isn't it pointless? Aren't I telling myself things that I can't follow through on because I don't know if I'll be safe? I don't know if things will be okay. I don't know if I'm going to get help. So, how can I say that to myself right now? How is there any benefit in that? Even if, as I consider how to create places of safety for myself, I have some negative thoughts about the validation of it. I still choose right now to give it a try, because isn't it true that this is hard, and hard things take a lot of energy. They take a lot of focus. And if I want things to be better, I'm going to have to apply a lot of myself, a lot of my focus, and a lot of my energy. So, doesn't it make sense that that means I really need to find energy and I need to be able to have focus? And I'm not going to get it through the efforts I'm putting out. That's draining, that's taxing. So it's actually really important, super important, that I find ways to replenish myself. Okay. Yeah. So how do I do that? What does that look like? Well, I wonder, how have I felt replenished in the past? What are things that have made me feel seen and heard and happy and comforted and safe? And if I can't do it in a big way, such as having the conclusion that I'm hoping for, maybe I can find it in dozens of little ways, little snacks of nurturing. because those add up, just like snacks do. Maybe it's not one thing that I'm looking for. Maybe there are lots of ways that I can do this. Maybe it's hearing a positive word from a friend, just having someone cheer me on. Maybe it's being a little bit self indulgent and allowing myself to go buy my favorite meal or my favorite candy. Maybe it's doing something really silly or odd or just fun for no reason. I have nothing to celebrate. Everything's awful. I'm still going to go put my favorite dress on and twirl around the room, even if I end up on the floor crying. Because maybe I needed both. Maybe I needed to twirl and maybe I needed to cry. Maybe I need a warm bath, or maybe I need to go to the gym and punch a punching bag. I wonder, how will I know? How will I know what I need? Maybe at the time, I'll feel drawn to something. Maybe my body will already be telling me something that would be replenishing. And it will be up to me to listen. Maybe I'll have no idea. And I'll just have to try some things. I wonder, how can I feel safe to allow myself to do this? Because sure, I mean, I can do it once or twice and feel good about it, laugh about it. But how do I make this a true daily practice? What can I say yes to right now? Can I say yes to 5 minutes? 5 minutes of anything, whatever it is. And if I say yes, great. If I say no, I also honor that. And I keep looking. Maybe instead of 5 minutes, it's a different count. Maybe it's a 5-time kind of a thing. Like I take 5 deep breaths, or I take 5 pieces of candy, or I text 5 friends. Whatever my answer is, I allow myself to ask questions until I find it. And I may be really good at finding out what feels good to me right now. Or I may discover that, man, I get started a lot and I just never seem to get there, and that's frustrating. But whether I am good right away at nurturing myself, or I'm really terrible at it and I don't know how to do it at all, I choose to feel really good about myself anyway, because I'm trying and I'm working at it. And that alone is meaningful. And as I find ways to say yes to myself, to feel safety in the ways that I can offer safety to me, to feel nurtured in the ways that I can offer nurture to me, and to feel permission to feel however I need to feel sometimes. That I can acknowledge my ability to do that for me. And I allow myself to feel good as I learn this skill set. Because even though right now things are hard, things are big, and I might be really scared, and I don't have full control over it. I don't have no control either. And I choose right now to see where I do have control, where I am still empowered, and how to put energy into those choices so that I can continue and reach the best possible scenario as I take care of myself. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause tapping and take a deep breath. All right. Think about how you felt when we first started, when we were doing the 9 gamut, how big and intense that felt in your body. And notice, is that different now? It's not going to feel resolved, and that's okay. That's not what we were going for. That's not where our win is right now. Do you feel more calm? Do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel more grounded? Do you feel more safe? Were you able to cry? Were you able to smile? Did you sigh or laugh? Do you feel like something good is more possible than you did at the beginning? If so, congratulations. That means you reached some templates in your subconscious brain that said, you know what? I appreciate the way that we're thinking about this now. Let's rearrange our thinking pattern to fit this instead. And that's going to continue to build just from that. So congratulations. Gosh, I feel like there's so much more I want to say on that because tapping on something big and continuous like that is so important. Truly continue to tap in small ways and just experiment on, right now my stomach really hurts. My stomach hurts because I'm so anxious and I can't even eat. I'm going to tap. I just want this anxiety in my stomach to go away for 30 minutes so I can eat a meal. That is a win. So just make your box smaller and look for something that you can say yes to where you feel that empowerment of, yes, that I can do. Absolutely, that I can do. Because it does matter. And every win that you get, your brain will become more and more confident to say yes to bigger things too. So, alrighty. I'm going to go back through the chat and see what we're going to do next. Da-da-da. Oh, empathy is my superpower. And I didn't know that for a long time. I think it's a beautiful superpower for all people. Intentional self-care, yes. Oh, thank you, Claire. I love that you're here, and I love that you shared that with me. Thank you. For the fifth fingers. Thank you, Dr. Scott, for helping me with that. Hi, Karen. Yay, Lily. I'm glad that you feel more positive. That's huge. That's a big deal. So good job. Okay, still feel pretty shaky. That's understandable because nothing's resolved yet, right? But even a little bit better is very meaningful, especially for a few minutes, right? You just tapped for a few minutes, but your brain was on board enough that it said, "Yeah, I like this direction. Let's confirm that through feeling better." Kristen, that was great. Thank you. Now I feel hopeful and more confident. Yay! And a little playful. That's amazing. Good job. Zahara felt good. Twirling and the crying caught my attention. Good. Yeah, because it's important. And releasing emotions, feeling safe enough to release your emotions, that's a win too. Because when we are in go mode, like there's no time for that. We got to run. We got to get things done. So when you can find space to emote, whatever raw, big emotion that may be, that's a huge win because you feel safe enough to let it out. So good. Feeling better. Okay, I started quick painting practice. That's amazing. 5 minutes on my mind with paint and color. Yay, I love that. Okay, somewhat relieved. Okay, I won't lean back because this one's down and out. I feel like a lot of what was mentioned was kind of encompassed in that, but negotiating and let's see. So I have enough time for maybe one more pretty good tap. Let's go ahead and keep tapping while I talk, while we figure this out together. Ooh, let's tap on how do I figure out what's important? Like, how do I prioritize? I know a lot of my thought patterns lately have been, how do I prepare for all of the things that are happening right now that I'm truly concerned about? How do I protect my family for all of the potential shifts that are happening really fast right now? But then also plan my daughter's birthday party, and hold space for going and playing at the park this weekend, go have coffee with a friend. Like it's just such a weird space to figure out what do I put first? How do I live in this weird environment that we exist in right now? So let's tap on clarity for that. And this also too, I feel is going to come to boundaries of making the box smaller for clarity. Okay. I'm going to tap here with one hand. As I consider how I possibly figure out my priorities right now with everything that's happening in the world, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I have no idea how or what to prioritize in this chaotic world, in this chaos of my own life, I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now things are weird and I feel a bit lost and confused about what to do next. And I don't have answers yet. I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay that I feel confused. It is confusing. It's okay that I feel unsure. It is precarious. It's okay that it feels weird. It is weird. It makes a lot of sense that I feel all of these things right now. I wonder, is part of my stress, part of my confusion, part of my concern about this coming from a place of me trying to hold the status quo? Am I trying to hold myself to normal life standards when this is so not normal life? Am I trying to find comfort and trying to maintain my normal schedule when it's not serving me right now? Am I trying to hold myself to common standards or definitions that truly don't apply at this time? Hmm. Yes. Hmm. No, I don't know. Whether or not I'm aware that I'm trying to hold myself to different standards of life protocol than what might make sense at this time, I choose to be curious about what else it could look like and why I might consider shifting my approach. While this may be a new experience for me, this isn't a new human experience. People talk about this kind of a shift all the time when they get life altering news, when maybe they have a disease that they didn't know about, or someone that they're close to changes or leaves or passes away. And in those circumstances, it seems acceptable and understandable for life to change, for things to be different, for daily routines to relax, to make space for the big things that are happening. I wonder, am I allowing space in my life for these big things? These big things. These big things in my life. These big events. These big choices. my life, big changes in my life. But doesn't it mean that I'm falling apart if I don't keep my status quo? Doesn't it mean that, oh, I've broken and now I'm weak or mentally unstable or something else really negative and judgmental if I don't keep up on my laundry, if I don't keep up on my dishes, if I'm not cooking all of my own meals, if I'm not taking care of everybody else perfectly 100% of the time? It's possible that I have been taught that. It's possible that I very much believe that. But I wonder, is that fair? Would I say that to someone else that I care for? Would I tell them that? Would I judge them in that way? I wonder. Is it possible that underneath all of these actions that I'm trying to hold together in my life, what I'm hoping for is some safety, some familiarity, something that's going to make me feel more okay than I do right now? Because I don't know what's going on. It's so much, and I have so many questions. And I don't know how to do normal life right now. I genuinely don't. So if I'm looking to feel better, and I don't know how to do that with my normal routines, I wonder, what metric can I use to find what I'm looking for? What question can I say to know whether I should go to bed or stay up and clean the house? Whether I should stay in or get dressed and go out and see people? How do I know? Well, maybe I don't. Maybe that's a part of this, is that I don't know right now what's going to feel best. But what if I gave myself permission to try and change my mind? What if I gave myself permission to make a choice? I will do the dishes, and then start doing the dishes and go, nope, nope, this isn't what I need. It's not it. I'm going to go do something else, and let that be okay. Or if I get dressed and go out, and give myself permission to say, nope, this isn't it for me today. I'm going to go take a bath instead. Or vice versa. I give myself permission to say, no, I'm staying home tonight, and then change my mind and go out anyway. Because isn't it true that everything's changing? So maybe I can find that safety, that comfort and allowing myself to change too on my own terms, in my own ways, in ways that I can feel good about. Change. Lots of change. Change around me. Change inside of me. Change that is safe. Change that I choose. Changes that I govern. Change that feels loving. Change that feels supportive and caring. And change that feels kind to me. And as I hold space for myself and all of this change, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, go ahead and pause and take a breath. Okay, now take just a moment and think about how you felt when we first started that tap. When you were thinking about, let's see, I'm trying to remember how I phrased it at the beginning. I can't remember it all. Sorry. Just about change, all of the changes, and about how things are weird and trying to maintain a normal life, and how that felt versus how it feels now. Do you feel more empowered? Do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel more calm? Do you feel more acceptance? And yeah, things are weird. It's okay if my routine is weird too. Um, do you feel more connected? Knowing, realizing, acknowledging it's everybody. It's not just you. And we're all looking to find ways to navigate through that. And if you were sighing, crying, deep breathing, um, feeling more relaxed, feeling rejuvenated, feeling more positive, all of these are signs that your brain aligned with what you were tapping on, and will continue to build on that. So really good job. All right, we are at the end. I want to do a closing tap, because these have felt very kind of open, and I want to kind of just ground what we've tapped on. So let's do that real fast. I'm going to tap here still. I'm still to one hand. All right. As this tapping session comes to an end today, I choose to acknowledge how much I am supported. I choose to acknowledge how much I'm thought of and cared for, even loved. I have this great community that I'm a part of that literally exists just to support me because people care. And doing this technique that exists just because people wanted to help heal each other and themselves. And I am a part of that. And I acknowledge the strength that I can receive from that and the energy that flows from that. And that's mine. And it's meant to be mine. And I choose to receive it. And I choose to receive all of the insights, all of the good feelings, all of the support, even if it's new to me, even if it's hard to receive, even if I'm not sure about it and I'm learning to allow it for me. I choose to let it be a part of everything that's shifting right now. I choose to receive the good and to acknowledge the love and support that I already have. And that chooses me as much as I choose it. And as I go throughout the rest of this week, and I take this with me, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, go ahead and pause and take a breath. That feels better. That feels more grounded. And I hope it does for you too. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you have a wonderful week. If you have questions, if you're looking for supports, please email me. I will do everything within my realm to help you feel seen, heard, loved, and supported. I do post a video every Friday if you want to check that out on our channel. A lot of times our conversations with each other are what inspire the subject matter of that video. So you've got a community and you're very loved. So I hope I get to see you next week. If not, I will be thinking about you anyway. Take care. I'll see you soon.